Most people learn about geographic models and AP Hub models through textbooks and studying, but today we're going to learn about it in real life through places around the Bellevue area.
So today we'll be stepping into the von Thunen model, and we'll also be explaining how a bunch of different models and theories revolve around it, such as the Burgess concentric zone model, the bid-rent theory, and the central place theory. All of these shape how geography is where it is and why, in the past and in the present.
Named after Johann Heinrich von Thunen, a German agriculturist, the von Thunen model can be used to explain why agriculture is where it is.
The von Thunen model consists of a total of 4 different rings: intensive farming and dairying, forestry, grains and cereal crops, and ranching and livestock. Zones are placed where they are in relation to their perishability and cost of transportation.
So right now I'm here in downtown Bellevue and we're right next to the mall, and this is basically our central market. This is where items are sold, not produced.
Land costs here are the highest. It's the center of a von Thunen model, and as you can see, there's no ranches or agriculture. Instead, it's for the stores, the consumers, and transportation hubs. It's the destination for all the outer rings products.
According to the central place theory, Bellevue acts as a central place, providing high-order services like shopping, dining, and transportation to the surrounding region. The Bellevue Square Mall and Transit Center are examples of this, which draw people in from miles away.
From a bid-rent theory perspective, this is the most expensive land. That's why you see high-rise buildings and compact housing.
Land use here has to generate enough profit to justify the cost.
The first agricultural ring in the von Thunen model, which is intensive farming, nursery and greenhouses, and dairying, me and Eddie decided to go to Squawk Mountain Nursery and Greenhouses, which is located just outside of Bellevue.
In this area of the von Thunen model, it contains products that include plants and vegetables. These need to be delivered quickly and often. This is because they have a high perishability and they also need frequent transport.
In the model, these are placed close to the city to minimize transport costs and deliver goods fresh. That's why a nursery like Squawk Mountain fits here. It serves buyers who are near the urban core.
This also follows the bid-rent theory. Land here is cheaper than downtown, but still valuable enough that only profitable businesses like market gardening and dairying can afford to operate.
The distance from Bellevue to the greenhouse is 8.7 miles. This lines up with the von Thunen model.
The drive time from Bellevue to the Squawk Mountain Greenhouse and Nursery is approximately 18 minutes.
So now, me and Cole are at the Dairy Gold factory in Issaquah, which is pretty close to the greenery, which makes sense because both of them are still in the first agricultural section of the von Thunen model.
So it's not actually an active dairy farm, now it's just a processing plant. But as you can see from this painting, it used to be a bigger part of the dairy supply system for the Bellevue area. So Eddie and I are at the Trinity Tree Farm. This farm represents the 3rd zone in our von Thunen model.
In von Thunen's time, wood was expensive and heavy to transport. So to reduce the transportation costs, they were placed fairly close to the city. That's exactly what we see in Trinity's tree farm.
So over time, the way this area has been farmed has shifted. Trinity Tree Farm once supported more active logging, but today it focuses more on Christmas tree cultivation and seasonal agriculture.
This ring still reflects the same spatial logic: bulky natural resources, large land needs, and proximity to the urban market without paying the highest land costs near the core. From a Burgess concentric model view, this is a suburban to rural transition zone. You'll start to see open land, recreational spaces, and agriculture, instead of dense and compact housing.
The distance from Trinity Tree Farm to downtown Bellevue is about 12 miles.
The time it takes to drive from Bellevue to Trinity Tree Farm is approximately 23 minutes.
Now Eddie and I are at the Steel Wheel Farm, which is near Fall City. So this is the 4th ring which is extensive field crops like grains, and transportation for these products are fairly cheap and their perishability is low, so it allows them to be far away from the market where their land is cheaper and more abundant.
So as you can see here in Steel Wheel Farm, there's a ton of land. And this is because extensive field crops require more land, because the more land they have, the more profitable they become and the more efficiently grown they can be.
When transitioning further out in the von Thunen model, like in the fourth ring of grains and cereal crops, you'll notice how the landscape opens up. You'll see wide fields, fewer buildings, and even some recreational land. These open spaces reflect lower land costs and the shift from intensive use to broad, extensive farming, which is a key feature of this outer zone. The distance from Bellevue to the wheel farm is about 14.5 miles.
And takes approximately 28 minutes to get there.
We're here at Tollgate Farm. This is the final ring of the von Thunen model. It's the ranching and livestock ring, and as you can see, we're at the Tollgate's cow farm.
Ranching takes up the most amount of space, so acquiring cheap land is essential. If you lived out here in North Bend and you wanted to go to a big mall, you'd have to travel all the way to Bellevue. That's called range, and range is a main principle in the central place theory.
The distance from Bellevue to Tollgate Farm is about 18.7 miles.
And it takes around 30 minutes to get there. While going out to film our video, we realized how many places and areas we connect with every day can be related to what we've learned in human geography. We learned how relevant the von Thunen model is to our life, and even in modern times there are still signs of how it shaped our city.
Now that you understand how land use models and theories shape our location, try to keep your eye out every day and make connections with the places you go. Even something like school is related to land use, as it is part of the central place theory.
What's your name and when did you graduate?
Austin Garl, graduated last year.
Who was your favorite teacher and what was your favorite subject?
Miss Smith, and she teaches AP Hug.
What was your favorite subject in AP Hug?
Von Thunen.
What did you like most about it?
Yeah, it was just very like long, right? We had to write a ton of stuff about it. When we wrote stuff about it, it corresponded to the map we had, which then obviously led us to the hidden treasure up on the Caribou Island stuff.
And why was Miss Smith your favorite teacher?
Oh, well, she led us to this island.
She was very nice and taught us in a way that we could understand it.